ecosystem that is very very important from the point of view of our environment. As you know, our environment totally depends on the ecosystem, but due to different kinds of humans activity, we are actually destroying the ecology or the ecosystem. But if the ecology or the ecosystem is destroyed in this way, then after few years, after some years, it is not possible that on this earth there will be any kind of living being. That means it is not possible for the living being also to live in the earth without the proper maintaining the ecology or the ecosystem. Now, how we can define the ecology or ecosystem? So ecosystem means, actually ecosystem is the combination of the two kind of factors. Okay, so first one is the biotic factors and second one is the abiotic factors. Okay, so if we consider that biotic, what is the biotic factors and what is the abiotic factors, then you can find out that abiotic factors means, what are the abiotic factors? Abiotic factors are all kinds of non-living materials. Okay, any kind of non-living materials are called abiotic factors. Okay, any kind of non-living materials. But if we consider the biotic factors, what are the biotic factors? Biotic factors means all kinds of living organisms. Okay, so anything living, this is called the biotic factors. So ecosystem is the combination of biotic and abiotic factors. Okay, so it is the combination of biotic and abiotic factors. Not only that, in this ecosystem, biotic and abiotic factors interact among themselves. That means they interact with each other. Okay, this is the main theory of the ecosystem. So that's why I told you that if we do not maintain properly the ecosystem, then what happens? As the biotic factors and the abiotic factors, they are interrelated. Okay, biotic factors and the abiotic factors are interrelated. So if we do not maintain properly, then what happen after few years? If abiotic factors or the biotic factors, anything will damage continuously, then after few years what happen? It total ecosystem will be destroyed. That means our human being also destroyed. Okay, so this is the main theory. So you have to keep in example, some examples also keep in mind, like if you consider the abiotic factors, then humidity, then rocks, then soil, then temperature, that all are the examples, rainfall, water, that all are the examples of the abiotic factors. Actually abiotic examples of the abiotic factors or abiotic features. So in abiotic features, it is also important. And on the other hand, biotic factors means anything living being, human being also, animal, plant, the microorganism also. It may be macroorganism like us, it may be microorganism. Okay, like fungi, bacteria, that kind of elements, that kind of living being also included in case of biotic factors. Okay, we will move to the some kinds of particular examples of the ecosystem. So these are the particular examples of the ecosystem. Okay, so here you see there is the desert ecosystem. Okay, desert ecosystem means the ecosystem which exists in the desert, particular in the area of the desert. So there are different kinds of the thorny elements are there. They are the first produce the food, then there different kinds of rattles are there, different kinds of different kinds of animals are there, they interact with each other. We'll discuss in details what will be the desert ecosystem. In our syllabus actually different kinds of ecosystems are included. I will show you that what are the ecosystems are included, and I will also discuss in details that how the living being and the non-living being interact with each other. Okay, so here is the history about the ecosystem that is very, very common. I think you know the name of the famous scientist, that is A.G. Tansley. Okay, so Tansley first in the year of 1935 he defined the term actually ecosystem. Okay, that term ecosystem was first proposed by the A.G. Tansley. Okay, and he defined in this way that the system resulting from the interaction of all types of living and the non-living factors of the environment. In this way he defined the ecosystem. Okay, so an ecosystem consists of the biological community that occurs in some locate and the physical and the chemical factors that make up its non-living abiotic environments. That means that both are the biotic and abiotic components are interrelated, which I told you already. Okay, so these are the categories under the ecosystem. These are the categories like natural ecosystem. Okay, natural ecosystem, or we can classify the ecosystem in this way, that ecosystem may be classified as the natural ecosystem and the man-made ecosystem. Okay, so if we consider the natural ecosystem, look here. If we consider the natural ecosystem, then look here that in natural ecosystem which is created by nature itself. Okay, if we consider the natural ecosystem, it is created by nature. Okay, it is created by nature. So created by nature means like if we consider the forest ecosystem. Okay, if we consider the forest ecosystem, then this is also created by nature. Okay, so and it is also under a natural without condition, without a major interference by the human being. Okay, so we know that the maximum natural ecosystems are affected by the different kinds of humans activity, we all know, and this is the major reason behind the problem of the environmental degradation. Okay, because nature always try to maintain its ecosystem. What we discussed, that this is the actually chart by which according to that chart you have to write down the classification of ecosystem. Okay, so first of all look here. So what I told you, that one is the natural ecosystem, another is the artificial ecosystem. Okay, so in natural ecosystem, so one is the land ecosystem, another is the aquatic ecosystem. Okay, so land-based ecosystem, there is another name of the land-based ecosystem that was called actually terrestrial ecosystem, and there are few examples of the land-based ecosystem for like forest ecosystem, like grassland ecosystem, that we all that types of ecosystems we will also discuss. Okay, one by one in details we'll also discuss here. Just a brief overview of the classification. Another is the desert ecosystem. Okay, so in case of aquatic ecosystem, look, there are also a few examples of aquatic ecosystem. One is the pond ecosystem, another is the ocean ecosystem, and you know, another is the estuaries ecosystem. Estuaries ecosystem means in our West Bengal also, and there is one example of the estuaries ecosystem, and that is called the mangrove ecosystem. Okay, so you can take it keep in mind in this way, that mangrove ecosystem is the example of the estuaries ecosystem. Okay, so mangrove ecosystem is the example of the estuaries ecosystem. Okay, that is very important, you have to keep in mind. Okay, so that is the overall classification of the ecosystem. So now it is the structure of ecosystem. Structure of ecosystem means I told you that ecosystem is the combination of biotic and abiotic components. Okay, we already discussed about this fact that in the definition of the ecosystem. So here it is showing that in case of biotic components, there are so many types of biotic components. Okay, so there is also classification is also available of the biotic components, because generally we can take it as the all types of living organism. Okay, any kind of living organism, they are the biotic components. And in case of biotic components, look here that at a glance we can classify the biotic components as the producer, another is the consumer. Okay, so one is the producer, another is the consumer. This is the general classification of the biotic component. Okay, then again consumer may be different types, we will discuss one by one. In case of abiotic or non-living compounds or abiotic components of the environment, there are different kinds of abiotic components are there. For example, like if generally there are three types of abiotic components: physical, inorganic, organic. We will discuss when we will discuss specifically of the components of the ecosystem. There you will see there are different types of classification and different types of examples are there. But generally it is the like soil, water, light, inorganic nutrients, weather, etc., that all are the examples of the of your abiotic components. Okay, so this is the overview of the components of ecosystem. Actually this is called that what you will see in details, we will again read it as the components of ecosystem. Okay, this is the components. Okay, so it is the components of ecosystem. Okay, so now we'll move to the next topic that look here. Yes, this is the main part of the ecosystem which you have to keep in mind. Okay, so this is actually very important because depending on this fact, you have to classify individual or each and every ecosystem you have to classify. Okay, every ecosystem means if you keep in mind that chart, if you keep in mind properly that chart, then you can write down the ecosystems of like if there is an example of the forest ecosystem. Okay, if there is an example of the forest ecosystem. Okay, so then what happen if it is the example of forest ecosystem, then you can, if you know the classification of the ecosystem in this way, then easily you can write down the overall discussion about the forest ecosystem. Okay, you can write down depending on this classification. Only you have to change the examples if you move from forest to for example desert. Okay, if you move from forest to desert, then what happen? Then that chart remains same, but examples will be different. Okay, if we move from one ecosystem to another ecosystem, then depending on that chart you have to change the examples, one by one examples you have to check. Okay, so first of all, if we discuss about the general chart. Okay, this is the general chart. So what I told you, that the basic components of the environment, component of the ecosystem, that is the abiotic component. First one is the abiotic component and second one is the biotic component. Okay, now what I told you that abiotic components can be classified in the three ways. First one is the physical component, another is the inorganic component, and another is the organic component. Okay, so that three types of abiotic components are available in each and every ecosystem, starting from to forest, to desert, to grassland, to pond, to each and every ecosystem. Okay, if you move from one by one ecosystem, the examples may be changed, but there three types of classifications of the abiotic ecosystems will be also available. Okay, So here it is the physical factors. There are examples of physical factors are also available, like here is the temperature, here is the humidity, here is the light, here is the atmospheric pressure. That all are the examples of the physical factors. Okay. Now if we move from the second one, that is the inorganic substances. If you take it as the inorganic substances, then what happened? There are some examples of inorganic, that means the inorganic components. The examples of the inorganic components are like starting from water, oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen. That all are in the category of the inorganic substances or inorganic components. If we move from the organic substances or examples of the organic components, then obviously organic means which are very much related to the living body, anything which is related to the living body, either animal or plant. So it may be the protein, it may be the carbohydrate, it may be the lipids. Okay, so the examples of the three components are also important. You have to keep in mind that examples, okay, either physical, either inorganic or organic, because that examples will vary from one ecosystem to another ecosystem. Okay, and this is the overall classification of the abiotic component. Now if we move from the abiotic component to biotic component, okay, then what you will see that in biotic component there also majorly there are three types of biotic components are there. So first one is the producer, second one is the consumer, and third one is the decomposer. Because all the animals are the consumer. Okay, so animals are the mainly consumers, so animals totally depends on the green plants. So now there is another types of biotic components also available, who are the decomposer. Decomposer are also very much important. Why? Because this decomposer actually decompose the animal and plant body. So why they are important so much? Because if there is no decomposer, then it will not be possible to mix with the earth after the death of the animal and plant body. So in this way, the decomposer or the microorganisms are the examples of the decomposers. There are several bacteria available in the earth, which bacteria decompose the animal and plant body after their death. So in this way we can classify the biotic components. Okay, so first one is the producer, who produce the food, second one is the consumer, who consume the food, and third one is the decomposer, which decompose the animal and plant body after their death. Okay, so consumer again classified in the three ways. So one is the primary. So first one is the primary consumer. I will also discuss when we will discuss one by one specific ecosystem. Primary, second one is the secondary, and third one is the tertiary. Okay, so primary, secondary, and tertiary consumers are also available for the consumer part. Okay, three types of consumers also available: primary, secondary, and the tertiary. So now if we move to the biotic components, producer, normally they are also called autotrophic component. Okay, they are autotrophic component. Why? They are autotrophic component. Okay, they are source of all food. Okay, they are source of all food, and they produce their food by the way of photosynthesis. Okay, so by the photosynthesis all the plant world, they produce their food. So consumer, generally it is called the heterotrophic component. Okay, normally they are heterotrophic component. So normally they produce they participate in the respiration. Okay, so aerobic or anaerobic, both type of respirations are present like this. And decomposer, decomposer also, what I told you, the decomposer, they decompose the matters, recycle, they release the some kinds of organic components which mixed with the soil. So that organic components again it is used by the plants. Okay, so these organic components again it is used by the plants. So this is called the decomposer. So in case of producer, or the in case of first trophic level, so autotrophic components are also called, it is the first trophic level. This may be a very important question for the MCQ purpose. Okay, so keep in mind that all the green plants are or autotrophic compounds are the or is called actually first trophic level. Okay, so there are some bacteria also that is called chemosynthetic bacteria. They use the geothermal energy in hot springs or deep sea to produce their food. Okay, so that means they can produce their own food. All of you know that kinds of bacteria available in the in hot springs. Okay, so they are also self-dependent. Okay, that these bacteria are called chemosynthetic bacteria. So now we will move to the next topic, that consumer. What I told you, that consumer, mainly three types of consumers available. Okay, so three types of consumer available. Normally organism that consume producer. Okay, so this is the definition of the consumer, that this type of living body, they consume the green plants. Okay, so what I told you, that if we consider the primary consumer, so this is the first level or first step, that they directly consume the green plants. Okay, so or they directly depends on the green plants for their food purpose. Okay, for example, so herbivorous are the examples of the primary consumer, keep in mind. And if you consider the examples, then deer, grasshopper, they are the examples of the primary consumer. Okay, if we consider the secondary consumer, okay, secondary, if you consider the secondary consumer, actually this is the third trophic level. Why it is third trophic level, I told you so in the previous previous slide, that that first trophic level, that was the green plant. Okay, so if we consider the first trophic level is the green plant, and a second trophic level, that second trophic level is the primary consumer. Okay, that these things are very much important. Second trophic level is the primary consumer, and third trophic level will be secondary consumer, and fourth trophic level will be the tertiary consumer. Okay, fourth trophic level, tertiary consumer. So come to the secondary consumer, I will discuss at first, then we'll move to the tertiary consumer. So in case of secondary consumer, look here, that different kinds of carnivores who depends on the primary consumer. Okay, who majorly depends on the primary consumer, they are called actually your secondary consumer. Okay, so they are carnivores, and the examples are wolves, rodents. Different types of wolves are involved in case of your secondary consumer, or rodents are also there. The highest trophic level. Okay, this part is also important, so you have to keep in mind that tertiary consumer are the highest trophic level consumer, and obviously they consume the secondary consumer, okay, so they are also carnivorous. Okay, and the examples are hawks, owls, and maybe peacock also, maybe that these examples are also included in case of tertiary consumer. Okay, so another type of consumer also available here. This is called that omnivorous. Okay, so what is the omnivorous? Omnivorous means that consumer that eat actually both plants and animals. Okay, I think all of you understand what will be the example. So plants and animals are the consumed by the omnivorous. So this is also important. These are called actually omnivorous. Okay, so now we will move to the next topic. So in case of next topics, that decomposer. Okay, so decomposer means, first of all, what is the decomposer? Then also detrivorous means that consumes the waste products or the dead bodies. Okay, so they are the detrivorous. Overall, the organism that consume non-living organic matter, that is called actually detrivorous. Okay, and decomposer that break down the leaf litter and the non-living materials. Okay, like fungi, like bacteria, and they actually increase the topsoil and recycle the nutrients. Okay, so these are called decomposer, they increase the nutrients, so this is called actually decomposer. Difference between detrivorous, if you see carefully, detrivorous and decomposer, look here. Actually detrivorous, they consume non-living organic matter. Okay, so these are the examples of the detrivorous. Okay, these are the examples of the detrivorous, like this is the example of detrivorous. So now we'll move to the next topic, and this is called actually pond ecosystem. So look here, in case of pond ecosystem, here we'll move one by one. What I told you, that where we'll discuss a particular type of ecosystem, like we'll start from the aquatic ecosystem. You know, pond ecosystem is the aquatic ecosystem. Then first of all, we have to tell the producer, or the they are the autotrophic component. Then we have to tell about the heterotrophic component. Heterotrophic components, again 3 types. First, again 2 types. First one is the consumer, second one is the decomposer. So in consumer, there are 3 types of consumer also. They are like primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumer. Then we will discuss about the decomposer. Okay, so if we consider the pond ecosystem, so look here. So here producer will be phytoplankton. Okay, so keep in mind, in case of pond ecosystem, the producer will be phytoplankton. So they are generally known as the algae. Okay, so this is also called the algae. So generally they or usually they single celled or phytosynthetic organism, and these are the actually basis of the pond ecosystem. Okay, so you have to keep in mind that phytoplanktons are very basic compound or the component of the pond ecosystem. Generally they are called algae, and they actually produce the food, okay, for the consumer also. Okay, so consumer depends on that kinds of these kinds of algae. So if we move from the next type, that is this is the consumer, then you will find out in case of consumer. So first of all, we will move to the primary consumer. Okay, so if we consider the primary consumer, then here zooplankton. Okay, the common name of the primary consumer, that is the zooplankton. So now in case of zooplanktons, there are several types of zooplanktons are available here, like water flies, like tadpoles. So they are called actually primary consumer, and they consume the phytoplankton. Okay, so they consume the phytoplankton. So zooplanktons are the example of the primary consumer. Now come to the secondary consumer. Okay, so if we consider the secondary consumer, so they are larger invertebrates. Okay, they are the larger invertebrates, for example snails, worms, okay, leeches, etc, etc, insects. Okay, so they consume the smaller animals, like they consume the zooplankton actually. Okay, so these larger invertebrates are called secondary consumer, as they consume the zooplankton. Okay, so now we'll move to the tertiary consumer. So if we move to the tertiary consumer, they will be, obviously you will understand, they will be the vertebrates. Okay, they are the vertebrates. Okay, vertebrates means there are so many types of vertebrates are present, like fish, like frogs. Okay, like there are some turtles may be present. Okay, so they are present in the pond, and that's why this is called actually tertiary consumer. So other than these 3 categories, there are also another types of components are also present. So that these components are called abiotic components. So you have to also show the abiotic components. Ponds are available. Okay, so first one is the physical, second one is the inorganic. First one is the physical, second one is the inorganic, and third one is the organic. Okay, so that three types of components are available in the pond. Okay, so what are the physical component? Physical components, what are the inorganic and what are the organic components? So if we consider the physical component, then you will see like there are waters also present. Okay, waters like sunlight. So that are the examples of physical component. If you consider the inorganic components, there may be nitrogens are present in the water, also oxygen also present, phosphorus may be present. So that all are the examples of the inorganic components. If you consider the organic components, then obviously there are protein present. Okay, there are protein present, carbohydrate present. So that are the examples of the organic components also. So that chart you have to also keep in mind as the abiotic components part. So as a abiotic components part, this chart is also very much important for you. Keep in mind the overall description of the pond ecosystem. Okay, and this is also important as a short note purpose. There are different kinds of ecosystems also available for in this category. Like if you consider the terrestrial ecosystem, then you can find out the desert ecosystem, you can find out the forest ecosystem, you can find out the grassland ecosystem, mangrove ecosystem. So we will discuss all these things in the next class. Okay.